All right, back to Command and Colors, Napoleonic's Intercontinental Tournament. And this time I was the Prussians. No, I was the French. And I had to capture me some of these towns here. That's the key for this scenario. Are these little towns here. My opponent were the Prussians, and I was the French. Unfortunately, I don't have the vlog. I guess this is the last screen that I saved. Must have had some troubles on that one, but the result was no better. Here you go. He was the Prussians, and he kicked my butt 11-2. He says I had 2 or 3. Well, maybe I had 2. Yeah, I had 2 of them. But the whole game could come down to pretty much what happened in the first game. His units were just unstoppable. In game mechanics or game-wise, whatever they aimed at, they hit. Whatever my guys shot at, they missed. I had lost most of my units, which were the French, in attacks. And whenever I would attack, he would battle back. And I'd say I'd roll 5 dice. I'd come up with maybe 1 infantry symbol. He'd roll 4 dice, and he'd come up with 4 or 3. I mean, it was phenomenal. Kind of uncanny, but it is what it is. That's pretty much it. He kicked my butt. Any attack I had, like I said, most of my casualties came in responses to attacks on him. I made me a little push on up here. He came down, slammed it on down, and I had some good grand batteries or some artillery going on, but it was too little, too late. And I was planning on clearing some of that out with the artillery, but yeah, he had some really good rolls. That's all it was to it. It got to the point where, like you can see in the previous Command and Colors video, he was even making comments. He was on fire. Well, his hot streak didn't end. So there you go. Luckily to lick my wounds after the Battle of Ligny, I couldn't do anything. And as far as a strategy goes, there is no strategy when you can't have any die rolls. So no fire discipline for any troops under my command. Total sharpshooters for his side, and that's basically what it is. We will go on to, I don't know if it happens with the 3rd round, but it's a good tournament. It isn't fun when you get your butt kicked like that. I mean, that is really a matter of just after a while you're just kind of like, yeah, let's get on with it. And as a matter of fact, that afterwards, I think he said he wanted to give me some tips. Well, there ain't really no tips in Command and Colors Napoleonics. I mean, truly, this is a Prussian version. It's an extension where you could actually get the Battle of Ligny. And there were a couple of rules like the Iron Will markers, where the Prussians have a little bit better discipline. And they're able to stay in their towns. You could use those. As a matter of fact, I think it looks like he might have used all his. I'm not sure. But I still had at the end of my game when I was the Prussians, 1 or 2 of them left. I was getting my butt kicked so much I just forgot about them or didn't even use them. But that's just it. You can't get flustered in this game. But towards the end, when it's looking like this, compared to yeah, it's time just to wave that white flag and get your troops on out of there. But yeah, and he even made the comment something about, I guess he knows the game. I mean, the guy definitely knows the game really good. He just shoots off numbers and what they can do, what they can't do, where I'd be thumbing through rules, which really don't make a difference. I mean, like you said, your strategy is your strategy if you have to look up rules. But when it came time for these Iron Will markers, he made some kind of comment like it's Russian or some kind of Prussian advantage. And he said something like, you wouldn't understand. What the heck does that mean? It would have been nice to kick his butt, but oh well. It is what it is in Command and Colors Napoleonics. We'll be back. Yeah, I wanted to make another note. It's got kind of hectic around here. And it's one of the notes you want to make when you're playing these games. I mean, unfortunately, this opponent did not want to do Discord, so you really couldn't talk to him. You had to all depend on text, which was kind of goofy. And I want to look this up, because he was taking units from here and just moving them straight across the river. I think you got to use bridges. I even wrote on the text, I said, now they might have started at the river hacks and moved out, but I could have swore you had to use bridges. I mean, it just got to the point, and this is, like I said, this is the end screen, so it's towards the end of the game where he was just moving units. I even protested and said something like, units can cross the river, and he just ignored it and just kept on going. And, you know, you kind of wonder about some of these games sometimes. So I'm going to look that up, as a matter of fact, and I'll let you know what the result was. But I could have swore, and I know it was because I seen him. He had units either on the river or stream, whatever it was, and he was moving them across. They weren't crossing on a bridge. I even made a little protest and said, hey, you know, you got units cross. He just ignored me and went on, and I think he needed just 1 or 2 more units. He's like, screw you, dude. I'm doing whatever I want. You lost. So it is what it is on these online tournaments. It was a convention, and I was playing, you know, and you want to have fun with these games, but, you know, play it right. Well, who knows? Maybe just sour notes from a sore loser. We'll be back. All right, on game notes, it says right here, Ligny Brook stops movement, but an infantry unit after a successful melee. It wasn't a melee, he was just moving units. May take ground, and a cavalry unit ordered a charge. It wasn't a cavalry unit either. Let me look and see. He didn't order a charge. But you can see right here, even on these movements, I mean, I could see here you moved all right from here to here. This old boy here, yeah, now it might have been, like I said, it says Ligny Brook stops movement, so maybe you stop it. But yeah, you can see this movement right there. That might have been the one I said, oh, you can cross a river without going through the bridge. So I don't know. It is what it is, but yeah, sometimes it can get a little foggy, especially when you ain't got voice. This guy didn't have voice, and he was, okay. More power to him. We'll be back.